Vince Lea from VinceLea.com, and today I'm gonna show you what's inside my fridge. Now, I know I need to do some more what I eat in a day videos. You've been asking for those, and I did receive a couple messages on Instagram asking me for a what's in my fridge video. So that's what we're gonna do, but I do have one issue with this video, and here it is. So I'm standing where the camera normally would be, and the camera is where you would see me talking. And to one side is the refrigerator, but the problem is I can't get a great shot of what's inside the refrigerator because on the other side is the stove. And the refrigerator itself, well, it's just not that big. Now, to show you what I'm talking about, I placed the camera inside the microwave that's located on top of the stove. And as you can tell, the refrigerator is actually not as long as my arm, and it's actually shorter than me. The dimensions of this refrigerator are... Now, because the refrigerator is so small, I end up going to the store a few times a week to stock up, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I have in the fridge right now. I think the best thing to do is to show you what's on the door, and then maybe move the camera around, see if I can get some shots inside. If not, I'll just take it out and show you what's inside the fridge. All right, so let's go ahead and start at the top of the fridge. And since I don't have any butter, what I normally keep in there are just some dates and some various berries. Right now, I just have some blackberries in there. And I also have an Omega DHA supplement. And a lot of times I'll just put a couple drops of this into my smoothie in the morning. And once we get to the freezer, you're gonna find out just how much I love smoothies. And moving over a little bit, we just have some drinks, and then we also have half a lemon. If you remember the video I did on lemon water, I have lemon water every morning, and it was a larger lemon, so I cut it in half, and then I just keep this for the next day. Now over here is where we have all the condiments and sauces. Now we have ketchup, we have some mustard, and we also have some red bell peppers, as well as tamari sauce and coconut aminos. And I actually prefer tamari sauce over soy sauce since it's gluten-free, and it really tastes the same. You can't tell any difference. And over to the side here is where I just have some miscellaneous items. So I have some watermelon water, some applesauce, and also some homemade coconut milk. Now this is really simple to do. All you do is crack open one of those young Thai coconuts, and I just blend together the coconut water with the coconut meat, and usually just store it in the fridge for about a week, if it lasts a week, and mix it in with some smoothies or whatever else that I want to give a coconut flavor to. Now on the bottom shelf here, we do have some more sparkling water, and this is some LaCroix. I think that's how you pronounce it, LaCroix, I think it's LaCroix, and this is a tangerine flavor. And if you're trying to give up soda or something else, this is a great option. It's a lot healthier for you, and I don't drink a lot of caffeinated beverages, but it's great to have this for when people come over, and so they have an option of what to drink. And I also have some maple syrup in the corner here as well. So now let's check out the inside of the refrigerator, and we're gonna start at the top and work our way down. And at the very top, I have some avocados, and as you can see, I do have an open avocado that I'm storing in an airtight container, and I like to store them in these airtight containers and then put them in the front so that I know I have an open one, because if I don't do that, sometimes I'll open another one and then you have two open ones, and when that happens, one of them's probably gonna go bad. And next to that, I have some hummus, then some white bean and kale soup, and next to that I have some miso, and I just started using miso more in my meals, and I want to start using more of this. I really like the flavor, and it's something that's really healthy. It's fermented, it's good for the digestive system, so I'm looking for ways to incorporate that more into some recipes. Now next to that, I do have a Kite Heel non-dairy yogurt. This is blueberry. I don't have these often, but they're great to have in the fridge if somebody comes over and they want to have some dairy, and you don't have anything to give them, you offer them one of these, and they're really good, and most people really like it. On the next shelf down, we have some vegan proteins. Now we do have some vegan high protein tofu. This is super firm, and sometimes I'll put this in stir fry. I'll even barbecue it, and even just maybe smash it up and just mix it with some different spices and herbs, and have it with some rice or quinoa. It makes for a great meal. And then also some tempeh. Now you may remember the tempeh bacon recipe that I did, and I use this brand called Light Life. It's definitely one of my favorite tempeh brands. And I also have some of their Light Life tempeh bacon here. Now honestly, oops, no more light. Now I prefer to make my own tempeh bacon, but if I'm in a rush and I don't have time to marinate it and cook it, that's a great option as well. Now what I'll also do with tempeh sometimes is just crumble it up and mix it with some tamari sauce or different spices, and then have that with some quinoa or some rice as well. So it's really flexible. I'm surprised I don't have any already made in the refrigerator, but it looks like I'll be making some tempeh pretty soon. Now right over here is a drawer, and since I don't have any cheeses or anything to keep in here, I just keep some miscellaneous items. I do have some almond meal. Now I've been playing around with almond meal lately in some recipes, so I store that there. Now I also have some flax seeds, and I like putting flax seeds in my smoothies in the morning, and they're great for different recipes as well. Now I also have some vegan chocolate chips. Now these are just pure cacao. There's no sugar added, and I've been playing around with these in some recipes as well. Now on the bottom shelf here is where I keep some of my leftovers, some really quick grab and go items. So you'll see I'm really into meal prepping and then batch cooking. So I do have some tofu here that I mixed up with just some different seasonings. So if I want to make a quick stir fry or add it into whatever meal I want, it's all ready to go. And then underneath that, I do have some ready cooked quinoa as well as some rice as well. So I don't have to worry about coming home and cooking quinoa and cooking rice. They're already done, they're ready to go, and I keep them in the front so I don't forget that they're there, and they're easy to find. And now next we have some pineapple, and one of the things I really like about pineapple are its anti-inflammatory properties, but a lot of that benefit is in the core. So what I'll do is I'll core a lot of the pineapple, and then I'll cut them up and store that in the freezer and use it in smoothies, and then I have the rest of this pineapple to eat as a snack or a dessert, however I want during the week. Whoa, the light came back on. And then I also have under here some vegan cheese. This is actually a Miyoko's cheese. It's great to have, just like the yogurt, if somebody wants some dairy and they come over, offering up some of Miyoko's cheese is definitely something that you know they're gonna like. Now next to that, we have some spinach, which I like to put in my morning smoothie sometimes. It also makes for a quick salad. And then you could also take some of the quinoa and maybe some of the hummus and mix it around into a salad. And speaking of quinoa, let me show you something real quick. Now, I know this is not in the refrigerator, but in one of my recent quinoa recipes where I did salads, people asked me for a quinoa dessert. And I'm working on making a quinoa brownie. Now these are actually gonna be a high protein brownie. The texture's pretty good. The taste isn't quite there. It's good. But I'm working on it. So if you did leave a comment or you're looking for some high protein quinoa brownies, stay on the lookout because these are headed your way soon. Now on top of the spinach we have some tortillas if I ever want to make a quick wrap with something, and then just some olives on top of that. Now in the very bottom in the two drawers is where I keep a lot of the fruits and vegetables. Now you can see in this one I have a bunch of kale, some carrots, some zucchini, and I think I have a cucumber and a cucumber as well. Now if I want to juice something, these are ingredients that make a great juice, and I also have a couple tomatoes. Now in the next drawer I do have some grapes along with a couple apples, a pear, and of course lemons. Now I actually only have 2 more lemons, so since I have lemons every day, I need to make a mental note to buy some more lemons because I'm gonna be running out soon. Now that's it for inside the fridge, but let's go ahead and check out the freezer. So let's go ahead and start with the door of the freezer, and at the very top, I just have some ice. This is actually an ice wrap that I'll use sometimes on my back or my legs after working out if they're sore. And next to that, I just have some ice packs. Now I'll just throw these in a cooler when I'm leaving for the day. If there's something in there that I wanna keep cool, or maybe a smoothie, these are great to have. Just pop them in the cooler and you're ready to go. Now on the bottom shelf, I just have a few things. I have a coconut vegetable soup, a fennel soup, and also some tomato paste. Now, a lot of times what I found with tomato paste is you only need just a little amount for recipes, and then I put the rest in the refrigerator, but it ended up going bad. So what I did is I just took the balance of that. After a few days, I would take it from the refrigerator and then just move it in the freezer and then just defrost as I need it. Now, beside that, we have some vegan meats. I don't usually have these myself, but they're great to have and available for when people come over. We have some field roast sausage, as well as a Sweet Earth Santa Fe veggie burger. So now let's move on to the inside of the freezer, and this section right here is what I call my smoothie corner. Now, I always have a bag of mixed berries. This bag I just buy at Costco. It's an organic antioxidant blend. It has strawberries, cherries, blueberries, raspberries, and pomegranates. And I just usually throw a couple of these into my smoothie every day. And if I do buy some berries and I notice that they may be starting to get bad or not eating fast enough, I'll just throw them in the freezer. These are some leftover blueberries that I had that I just toss in here. And I even do the same thing with spinach, because sometimes you buy the spinach and then it maybe gets lost. You didn't bring it to the front, so you know that you have it. It gets lost in the back of the refrigerator. And when I notice spinach that may not be doing too well, or it's just starting to and I don't have time to eat it all, I'll just go ahead and toss it in the freezer and then toss it in a smoothie, so that way you're not wasting any food. Now, I also have some coconut milk, and this is the same concept where something maybe is starting to go bad or you haven't had enough of it during the week. I'll just go ahead and freeze it, add it to a smoothie, and you're good to go. Now, on the bottom shelf is where I just have a lot of the other miscellaneous items. Now, I do have some ice cream here that you can see, some Coconut Bliss. Normally, and I'm surprised I don't have any in the freezer now. I would have some frozen bananas. I actually prefer to make my own ice cream out of frozen bananas and then throw in whatever fruit or maybe some cacao powder and flavor it myself. But I do have some ice cream here in case people come over. It's the same concept. You can see where I have the yogurt and some of the meats. I do have some non-dairy ice cream that people may want to try. Maybe they don't want banana ice cream or they don't like the flavor. They think it's too much of a banana flavor. I'll go ahead and give them some Coconut Bliss, and it usually converts them and they love it and they'll keep having that. And I went out and bought an acai, and sometimes I'll go ahead and buy a large one, and then I'll just go ahead and freeze the balance so it stays in the freezer, and then I'll just defrost whatever I want. But it's cheaper just to buy a large one and freeze whatever you don't use. Now this is just a mixture right here in this corner of frozen vegetables. We have corn, we have peas, we have a 3-pepper blend. So just different products that I want to make in a stir fry. Now I like to use fresh when I can, but sometimes I just don't have time. And as you can see, it's not a huge refrigerator, so it's great just to have some quick options when you want to mix up something or change it up. You have a variety of ingredients that you can store in the freezer to be able to do that. And next to the ice cream, we do have some packages of acai. Now if you want to make your own, it's really easy to do. You could just toss these in a blender and make your own. And we also have some So Delicious almond milk ice cream sandwiches. Now I don't have these often, but once again, it's great to have something like this available on hand to give to somebody if they want a dessert, or if it's really hot and they want some ice cream. They could also try a non-dairy vegan ice cream sandwich as well. And behind that, we just have some more frozen veggies to do some stir fry as well. I always like to keep plenty of that on hand because you never know when you're gonna need it, and you have some different options. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this what is in my fridge video, or maybe I should call it what is in my small fridge video. So leave me a comment, let me know what you thought and what other types of videos you wanna see. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as I post new videos every week, and join the Fit From Food notification squad by clicking on that bell next to the subscribe button, and remember to keep living Fit From Food. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.